Hey guys, it's RodimusPrimal. I am back with another video, and today I'm going to talk to you guys about the Transformers Legacy United Doom and Destruction multi-pack sets that have been revealed. They've actually revealed the first two sets for them, and I've got to talk about that and a little bit more. So without further ado, let's sit back, relax, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and let's transform and roll out. So I want to thank each and every one of you who has continued to support the channel, whether you're a new subscriber or you've been checking out my retrospectives or my news videos, and I do occasionally do some reviews every now and then as well. You can also support the channel via Patreon or becoming a channel member. You can also check out my TeePublic store where I have a bunch of different shirts available to check out as well. So any way that keeps the channel going, you can help support the channel in that way. So let's get into the Transformers news. So in my last news video, I talked about the 5-pack for the Transformers 40th anniversary set that has 5 Autobots, and it has Wheeljack, Sunstreaker, Trailbreaker, Jazz, and the Earth mode for Hound. Now, I've seen everybody's discourse. Like, I have never seen so many people upset about this in such a way that, like, I'm like, man, it's like there is no positivity here. I don't get it. You know, I understand. Those of you who really want Earth mode Hound, the only way you're going to be able to get Earth mode Hound right now, at least as far as how it looks, is through this multi-pack. And it is a G1 cartoon colored set of figures. But where was Hound supposed to come from? Well, Hound was actually supposed to be part of a Target exclusive line of figures. If you guys saw, they had the Buzzworthy Bumblebee, you know, Cup and Silver Streak and Cliff Jumper. And then they had, I believe it was B-127 was in that set. Well, they didn't sell very well, and Target wasn't happy about it. And Hatchet for Dark of the Moon and Earth Mode Hound were both supposed to be part of the next wave of figures. Well, guess what? Since those figures, the earlier figures didn't sell, Target said, we don't want the next wave. So they canceled the wave. But unfortunately, the figure was stuck in this limbo of, if in order to release the figure for Hound individually, I think he had to be either part of a multi-pack, but to sell him individually, it was like a Target exclusive. And once the Target exclusivity ran out, then they are able to release the figure and in a single wave. But I think they were always going to do this 40th anniversary pack. The 5-pack was going to be released anyway. And, for anybody who missed out on the Buzzworthy figure would have been able to get the 5-pack. And for $110 for 5 deluxes, which if you actually think about it, $110 for $25 deluxes, I get it. I understand everybody wants to complain about inflation. Half of inflation is blamed on Hasbro. The other half is other factors. Just leave it at that. With this Hound figure, I'm like, man, yeah, I can't wait to get this set because I want the Sunstreaker. I like the way that Trailbreaker looks. I like the colors on Wheeljack and they all have, solid plastic. They're not in translucent plastic. And I get some people want the translucent plastic. So there's always a back and forth with that. Then I got to thinking, how do we get people to be a little bit more positive about this set? Those folks who want it and want to have the cartoon accurate set or never got the figures to begin with, and they're like $110 for 5 figures, yeah, sign me up. But then everyone else who's like, oh, I already have Siege Hound and Siege Hound is fine. I'm like, I don't like the Cybertronian mode, but those of you who like it, you like it. I thought, thinking about it, I'm like, let's think about this. If they released this Hound figure in toy colors. So I have here the cartoon colored version that they have here for the stock photo. And then I have a photo there of the G1 toy of Hound in that dark green. What if they released Hound in that darker green with the black shins and, the different, detail on him that made him a little bit more toy accurate? And they released that in a single set. Now, personally speaking, and maybe called him Sergeant Hound. That would actually be kind of cool. Personally speaking, I would get the 5-pack for myself and be happy with the Earth Mode Hound there. But I think it would be very, very cool if Hasbro like kind of gave everybody a little bit of a layup here and did a toy accurate Hound. They've already done other toy accurate decos, like, you know, you have like Kingdom Cyclonus, but they did do a toy accurate one. The Sweep was actually a color-wise a toy accurate Scourge figure. They did a toy accurate Galvatron. They've done toy accurate other versions of characters as well, so why not do one for Hound? Make some of the fans happy. Like, get the the rabid ones to calm down a little bit, because I can understand the discourse, but there does come a point where you have to try and look at things from a positive perspective, and try to look at things a little bit more objectively. And unfortunately, online, not everybody has that ability, and everybody wants to just, you know, flip out over, you know, everything. But still, I think it's a great 5-pack. And I still also think that if they did do a Earth Mode Hound in G1 toy colors as a single release, would be just as good for everybody else as well. So let's talk about the next story here, which is the Legacy United Doom and Destruction Collection Mayhem Attack Squad Chop Shop with Barrage and Malleus Minotaurus. That's a 3-pack. And then you have this 2-pack of Breakdown and Windsweeper. So we were all curious as to what this Breakdown figure was going to be. And we can see the rest of them are retooled. They're all recolors or retools. And I'm all right with that, you know, because it's an Amazon exclusive set. There are a bunch of these characters that are kind of, I don't know how to say it. They're semi-obscure in a sense. Now, I've done a retrospective specifically on the Insecticons before, and I talked about the deluxe Insecticons. There were 4 of them. You had Ransack, you had Venom. Now, Venom apparently is going to be a single release. And then you had these other 2. Then you have Windsweeper was a Triggercon, but they're using the Needle Nose mold, which I have Needle Nose here, as a recolor, and it actually does work. You know, taking a look at Chop Shop and Barrage, we already know that I kind of figured they were going to do this. They were going to retool both, you know, all of the Insecticons into new figures. I think Venom is going to be the only one that's going to be a brand new mold, or might be like slightly, you know, even more retooled than these guys are. I don't know which figure they're going to end up using for that one. But I honestly think here Barrage and Chop Shop look great. I'm very, very pleased with how they turned out. They look even more insect-like in robot mode than their more famous trio that they had done before. So I think it looks awesome. You know, Shrapnel is basically turned into Chop Shop here, and he looks fantastic. And then Bombshell being turned into Barrage is great too. You know, the insect mode for Barrage, I like the detailing on him. The green, him being a green insect with that neon colors, it makes him feel like he's an acidic Decepticon, you know, giving him a little bit more personality. You know, and Chop Shop, man, like the pincers just look even more vicious and ferocious. So I really love the colors that they've done for them, and it works. It really does work. I know a lot of people are like, oh, it's just another retool or whatever, but you think about it, these are Insecticons that don't get a lot of showtime at all whatsoever, and finally getting, you know, their due to be able to have them in a 2-pack, I think it's worth it. You know, I have the Goldbug set, so it came with Ransack already, so I'm already like invested somewhat to get the set in particular. Now, as for Breakdown, this is one where I feel for the Transformers Prime fans. I really do. I really feel for those of you who really love Transformers Prime and wanted a Breakdown that was a little bit more cartoon accurate. I'm all right with Knockout. I think the figure works really well for Bulkhead, but not so much as Breakdown. It just doesn't look right. I don't know. Maybe some of you might think that it looks better than Bulkhead does in this blue. You know, and a closer look at the head sculpt. I mean, the head sculpt is great. That I will agree with, is that the head sculpt is great, but I don't think that this works as the figure as Breakdown. It works great for Bulkhead, but, hey man, I think they kind of missed the mark here. You know, the vehicle mode itself is where you really feel it, because the vehicle itself looks more like it's designed for Bulkhead than it is for Breakdown. But it's a matter of perspective. And, you know, him having the insects, you know, symbol on him, it's kind of, I guess it's going to be part of the whole Mayhem Attack Squad thing that they're doing here. But I'm really not feeling it. I'm not. However, Windsweeper looks great. I have to say, Windsweeper looks awesome. If you're not familiar with the original Windsweeper toy, his arms in particular have these flip out cannons. So what they've decided to do is to take the Needle Nose figure, which was a double Target Master, where his Target Master partners can each turn into individual blasters and then turn into one single blaster. They decided to color those Target Masters in all silver to reenact the whole idea behind his, you know, his whole gimmick. They're not showing it here. However, if you put the figures on his arms, you can kind of like flip the cannon, you know, over to kind of reenact it, but it doesn't quite work the same way that you would want it to. And I'm sure there's going to be like a third party, you know, I would say third party, like, you know, someone's going to come up with a 3D printed version of those cannons that work a little bit better to actually like do the whole flip out cannon thing. And that would work, but in silver, it looks fine as is, you know, him carrying two silver blasters, you know, to give you that impression that you have it. And they decided to name the actual individual, I believe it's Ozone and Clean Sweep. It's brand new names to be used for the guns. And then the third figure is this like little Minotaurus figure that transforms into a hammer. That's actually very cool. Considering that Breakdown himself comes with that Wrecker hammer, which, you know, if you guys, I'll give a shout out to Engineer Hoist. He does a lot of Transformers Earth Wars stuff. He actually did a 3D printed, you know, model of a Wrecker's hammer, but this hammer works better for Breakdown. I just don't like the whole ball thing there, because that's Bulkhead's thing. Again, I'm just not feeling that whole thing. Still, I do like the way that Windsweeper looks. And what sucks is like, okay, the 2-pack for the Insecticons, I'm in. Like, definitely. I want Windsweeper, but I want to skip Breakdown, but I can't. You know? And I think that's kind of where people feel with the whole Hound thing, is that they're upset that they have to buy other figures and not be able to get the one individual figure that they want. But this has kind of been a thing for a lot of different sets. They had Sideswipe in a set with a Maximal Skywarp, and I thought that was a cool set because Maximal Skywarp is actually a cool looking figure. And the same thing with these 2-packs. It's only one figure. So if you want the 2 Insecticons, great. And if you want Windsweeper, okay, well, now you get a second figure with it. And you have, you know, the Target Master partners. You have these extra blasters and what have you. So what are the prices on these guys? So the one will retail for $54.99, and the 3-pack, which is the Insecticons, are going to be for $59.99. I think that's going to be the set, right? So no, I think it's $54.99 for the Insecticons, and no, the 3-pack specifically is the Insecticons is $59.99, and it's $54.99 for the Bulkhead retool of Breakdown and Windsweeper. Either way, I think that they're like both sets are about around the same price, so it's not too bad. But it's exclusive through Amazon, but they are available with limited quantities through Hasbro Pulse. Personally, myself speaking, I definitely want to get these sets. You know, I don't necessarily want the Breakdown, but I think to have like that complete Transformers Prime look, you know, maybe to have Knockout have his Transformers Prime partner, I guess. You know, I'm kind of like I'm trying to be as objective as I can, but yeah, my opinion is kind of coming out that like I may not be very pleased with this, and so I really do feel for Transformers Prime fans. But for the rest of the figures, I'm definitely happy about, definitely want to get them and add them to my collection. But I wonder what you guys think. Are you excited about this new Mayhem Attack Squad? Are you looking forward to whatever reveals they're going to do next? Like I know that they're going to be doing Bludgeon with, I believe it's Ruckus it's supposed to be coming with. So we'll see what that set looks like in particular. So, of course, leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. Be sure to thumbs up this video and subscribe. Check out my other videos as well. I have many more Transformers news, retrospectives, and more coming down the pipeline, so stay tuned for all of that. And as always, guys, until next time, till all are one.